portion of today's agenda. We have 4 quick presenters. This part hopefully will sum everything up for you in terms of state and local resources available to you for your certification process and in getting on that path. So first up, we're going to start off with Stephanie Ludwig. So Stephanie is definitely the brains of the operation of today's seminar. She has been dealing with all the details in the day-to-day, moving this virtual. Stephanie is a project manager that works in the day-to-day with all of the companies currently going through the Defense Cybersecurity Assurance Program, or DCAP. Here at the university, I'm going to let you tell you more about it now.
Thank you, Ashley. So I will try to keep this quick to make up some time, but you might have been wondering how the University of Michigan became in cybersecurity. Well, in 2012-2013, we had a project called Defense Manufacturing Assistance Program that you can see on the slide. This is the impact that we had. It was a program that helped companies throughout Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana to stay strong when defense spending was down. So our consultants helped many companies to diversify and keep their businesses strong and vibrant, so that when spending was back up, the defense supply chain would still be strong. So at the end of that program, the Department of Defense had implemented the DFAR requirements, requiring companies that handled CUI to be compliant with NIST 800-171, which we know is part of the CMMC, and companies were supposed to be able to attest that they met those requirements by the end of December 2017. And in working with these companies, we knew that they would need assistance. So we worked with the Department of Defense to receive some additional funding, which is now known as DCAP, the Defense Cybersecurity Assurance Program. Hang on, I flipped my slides a little too fast there. So the goal of this program was to get as many defense suppliers to be compliant with DFARS 252.204-7012 as possible. So most of our suppliers were lower level suppliers, often in rural areas, that were unaware that the DFAR requirements would apply to them and really had taken no actions towards securing their CUI. So through this program, our team educated over 2,000 companies and individuals in the defense supply chain about those cybersecurity requirements that impacted those defense companies. So this was a cost share program, where depending on if your company was classified as rural, the university covered anywhere from 50 to 80% of the total project cost. So because we were able to reduce the cost of this implementation, our project ensured that CUI would be protected by those smaller companies that really have thin margins and competing priorities, which we are definitely seeing right now with this COVID-19 impact. And at the end of this program, we did a survey of the data that was submitted by our companies, and we found that without the support of this program, at least 40% of those companies served would not have completed a DFARS compliance project, which would have significantly delayed the implementation of this critical portion of our defense supply chain. So how did you qualify for DCAP, the Defense Cybersecurity Assurance Program? Well, it's pretty easy. You need to have a company or operations in the states of Michigan, Ohio, or Indiana. You need to be a small to medium-sized company, and that's defined as a company that has 500 or less employees. You also need to be earning at least 10% annually of your business revenues from DoD-derived contracts. Doesn't mean you have to have a direct prime contract. You can be at any level of the supply chain tier, and that can be now or any time within the past 5 years. Or if you don't meet that criteria and you have a critical potential to address some specific need for the defense supply chain, we can use that to assist in qualifying you for this program. So what did this program look like? So, well, what does it look like? We start with an application process. That includes the last 2 years of financials. We ask for the financials as we want to make sure that we are utilizing federal funding on companies that are strong and not going to be gone tomorrow. So once you are accepted into the program, we then schedule a site visit, or we did schedule a site visit, so that we can complete a cyber assessment and get to know your company. Currently, we are doing those online since we are now at our stay home, stay safe. But we do that so that we can draft the request for proposal. Once we have that information, we then send out that request for proposal to our vetted consultants. And once they are returned, we review them and work together to determine which consultant best meets the needs of your company to meet the requirements. Typically, our consultants have a three-part process. It starts with a gap assessment to determine where you stand in relationship to compliance and what gaps need to be addressed. Phase 2 is remediation. The consultant will assist in the remediation process, which is usually getting documentation in place. And this is the longest part of our process and really depends on the company's capacity to assist in resolving those gaps that are found during the gap assessment. And then finally, the consultant will verify that you meet those compliance requirements, which at this point then would say, yep, you are ready to apply for a certification audit once those become available. So this process typically takes about 2 to 3 months, depending on your capacity to address the remediation. And in DCAP 1, a typical project cost about $8,300, and then that cost share split on average for our companies was about $3,400. Now that we know that there are some additional requirements, if you need to be at a level 3, there are the 20 additional controls. We expect that this cost will increase slightly, but it shouldn't increase significantly. Which brings me to DCAP 2.0. So at the end of the grant that we had for DCAP 1, there were still many companies that needed assistance with reaching compliance. So in September of 2019, our institute received another round of funding to assist with this mission. But this one has a few additional nuances. So while we still have the company assistance projects, those are the same that we use through DCAP 1 that I just explained, the same requirements, the same process. In addition to that, we have 3 other components of this grant funding. The other is the educational seminars. This is the second of 5 seminars that were originally scheduled to be utilized or delivered across the state in person. But unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we have moved them online. We're hopeful that in the late summer or early fall, we will be able to do some in-person seminars to address new information that comes out as the certification moves forward. We also have the Workforce Needs Focus Group. So as you learned in the last presentation, we are seeking individuals that would be willing to participate in small focus groups to assist us in identifying those workforce gaps. And you will be receiving some information in the survey where you can sign up for that, or you can go to our website as well. And then the last piece of this current grant that we have is supply chain mapping. So in order to keep the supply chain strong, we are mapping cyber providers across Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana that can provide products and services to assist small to mediums with their cybersecurity needs. We are also mapping new technologies that are being developed in universities across the 3 states related to cybersecurity. So if you would like to have your company added to the list, you can do so by going to our website and entering your information, or you can always reach out to me directly and I would be happy to send you a link or add your information to our list. So I look forward to hearing from everybody and assisting you any way I can. And if you have any questions, my contact information is on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. And funding is still available for that program. So reach out to her. It is there because it is first come, first serve. Next up on our agenda, we have Jeff Williams. Jeff leads the team at the center, or the Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center. MMTC as it is known as, in his efforts to educate small to medium-sized manufacturers to guard against the growing threat of cyber attacks. MMTC is running a national program, and Jeff's gonna tell you about a lot of their activity here now.
Great, good morning. Go ahead and go to the next slide, please. One more. So first of all, Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center is what is referred to as a Manufacturing Extension Partnership, or MEP center. This is a program that's actually sponsored by NIST, the National Institutes of Standards and Technology. There is one MEP in every state in the US, including Puerto Rico. So we do have a national presence overall. In addition to that, the Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center is also partnered with MEDC, who provides a local Michigan presence for us. And our primary goal overall, and for the primary goal of the MEP program, is to help small to mid-sized manufacturers with pretty much whatever they need, be it growth, be it securing jobs, be it cyber, etc. Next slide, please. So the Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center, or the center, we are a statewide network. We have several regional offices. We are primarily headquartered in Plymouth, down there in the red section, but we do have offices all over, including up in the UP in the Marquette office. So there is a local contact, a local phone number for whatever area you currently are in or looking for assistance. Or you can always contact the Plymouth office itself, and we'll be able to direct to the most appropriate. I head the cyber program for the state as a whole. So cyber-related issues will, generally speaking, almost always be directed over to myself, and we can discuss whatever may be of interest or concern in that avenue. Next slide, please. But with that in mind, some of the services that we do offer, obviously you can see cybersecurity is one of the first and foremost ones there. But we do also, as I mentioned, primarily deal with anything related to helping small to mid-sized manufacturers grow, be it growth, be it leadership, be it skills, be it traditional lean or quality. All different aspects related to that is what we do primarily. But seeing as how we're here to talk primarily about cyber today, go ahead and go to the next slide, please. We do have the realization, and as well as the DoD and everyone on this call, that when it comes to cyber, especially within the supply chain and especially within the DoD, the smaller size company that you are, or the farther down in the tiers that you are, overall, companies have a smaller built-in capability. Maybe they use contract IT, maybe they have no IT, whatever the capabilities that are, but conversely, their overall exposure to risk goes up. Small companies, or these tier 4s, have the highest risk, primarily because they don't have a lot of internal capability to help deal with the cyber. But as the DoD is concerned, and as we're all concerned, they have the same amount of information that some of the larger companies or the larger tiers have. So as part of that, we realized that cyber was definitely going to be a concern. Next slide, please. So we also realized throughout that the fact that as systems become more and more complicated, as our lives become more and more complicated, the cyber risks in themselves grow. And as a smaller company, or as any company, a lot of times we don't even realize where our information or where our security is at risk. And so as part of that as well, we wanted to make sure that we had the capability of assisting companies, no matter what size they were, no matter what those avenues were. Next slide, please. So with that in mind, we at the center do have a fairly robust cyber program. We cover avenues anywhere from basic cybersecurity concerns, dealing with identification of risks, dealing with methodologies of improving your risk. We have specific related cyber programs, especially in the avenue of the Department of Defense, dealing with DFARS compliancy, helping with NIST 800-171 assessments, helping with implement overall risk management for within those, as well as now expanding into the avenues of CMMC itself. Outside of that, we also deal with general risk management as it deals primarily with information security, protecting your information, protecting your business assets. All of these, though, various avenues that we have that deal with cyber or how we can assist customers. Next slide, please. Deals primarily with the same or a very similar five-step approach that we use when we work with companies. So first and foremost, we help them to identify the actual information that they have and understand why it's important. In the case of DoD, that very well could be helping companies to identify what they have that is truly CUI or CDI, why it's classified as that, and why their prime and or higher tier says that they need to protect that by the DFARS clauses. We help them to document and assess their current methods, their current business practices and procedures to identify what they currently are doing correctly, in line with things like 800-171, which one of those actually match with what the requirements overall are. Then we help assess that current practices and procedures against various industry standards and requirements. In the case of DoD, those requirements are very clear in 800-171. So by comparing what you currently are doing with what the requirements are, helps us to build an overall assessment or initial gap analysis, as well as a method of moving forward to identify what needs to be done. And in regards to that, then the next step is obviously to help improve overall security. And that usually focuses more on current demands. Why are you utilizing this? In the case of DFARS, obviously you have contractual requirements. Or CMMC certification levels that you may need to or want to obtain, or maybe just generally interested in improving overall company cyber stance. All the rest of those steps help to identify the best course of action. And then finally, through the business process analysis, through the education, through the overall improvements, the most important thing is to be able to come up with a system and an understanding that can be adaptable, because future threats are always changing. CMMC requirements or DoD requirements are consistently evolving. And what we put in place or what we assist you in putting in place today, we want to make sure is flexible enough that you don't have to start over every time the requirements change. So that basic five-step approach or basic five-step identification really works no matter what the concept is. If it's DoD based, if it's risk analysis based, or if it's just a general cyber hygiene, the same five steps are utilized in order to assist you. Projects obviously vary from size and sophistication level depending on the requirements, depending on the company. But obviously we help to tailor those specific projects based off of the specific requirements of that company. Next slide, please. So just some basic contact information where you can find out more about the center. Best way is from our website, www.thecenter.org. Obviously, you can also contact us directly by phone or via email, and we'd love to be able to assist you with whatever your cyber needs are. That's it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Jeff. We really appreciate your time today. We have two more resources to get through here, and these are two extremely valuable resources throughout the state. Next up is Scott Tabert. Scott is the Cybersecurity Awareness Program Specialist for the Small Business Development Center. Scott, take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you for having me today. Let's move on to the next slide here. All right, so I am Scott Tabor, as she mentioned, the cybersecurity specialist with the Michigan Small Business Development Center. I work with the lead center out of the Michigan SBDC, and we are hosted and located at Grand Valley State's University Seton College of Business, right in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And as you can see in this map, the Michigan SBDC operates in every Michigan county with 10 different host institutions and satellite offices. So really, you're never too far away from the Michigan SBDC and who can help you. So we are a Michigan network of SBDC offices funded primarily by the U.S. Small Business Administration and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. With additional support from network partners in each of our regions. As you can see on this map, we have, as I said, 10 different hosts, mostly higher ed. We do have a few that are economic development partners, but we are a statewide and we touch every county, so wherever you are, we are there. Next slide, please. All right, so we work with startups, existing businesses, companies that are looking to grow, and advanced technology ventures. So really, no matter which category that you fit into, and you may fit into multiple categories, you can reach out to us for assistance. Next slide. So what are our services? Well, we have highly experienced consultants and trainers across the whole state ready to deliver no-cost one-on-one business consulting, business education and training. That's what I do, majority of my work is in. Information-based planning through secondary market research, and also our specialized advanced technology commercialization assistance. So we have a pretty big scope of how we can help, the different services we offer. So it's really, we're really a fantastic resource for any small business. Can you go to our next slide? So we offer these services by having that team of experts who can really help assist you. So our small business team, who we also a lot of times refer to as our core team, are and those are really the consultants that most of our clients will end up working with. Our business growth team is experts in assisting small businesses that are really looking to go to that next level, who are looking to add additional employees, add additional markets to where they can be in, to really looking to grow that business to make it to that next step there. We have our export assistance team. So for those in the small business world who are looking to expand to foreign markets, whether it's to say Canada or Mexico, our closest neighbors here geographically, or if it's over to Europe or Asia, we have a team that helps assist with that, helps make connections in those foreign countries, helps understand the markets there. Because as you know, you may be looking for those foreign markets because the market doesn't necessarily exist in the state or in our country. So we help identify if you potentially be a good fit there and any other assistance that they can offer. Then also our technology assistance team, who some of you will be working with. And those are for those who are specialized, who have a specialized technology that you're really looking to bring to market, something that isn't out in the market yet, or something that may have only one competitor to you. So it's really something that is unique to your business, unique to what you're developing, and that's who our tech team will assist with. So as I mentioned, that some of our clients will work with multiple of our teams to address your needs, but most of our clients will work with our core team or the small business team. Can you go to our next slide? All right, so I did mention business education programming. So we offer that at no cost or sometimes at very low cost. And we offer this both online and in person, hosted by our local regional offices throughout the whole state. With that said, we do also offer webinars on demand. So if you were to miss a webinar, say it was scheduled and you couldn't attend it for whatever reason, or you just want to get a refresher on a topic, or maybe your daily work schedule doesn't permit you to join that webinar at a certain time of the day, you can go to the on-demand library and watch any of our webinars that we have posted there as a free service as well. So definitely check out our on-demand if you can't make them live. It's a great offer to have there. You can also learn more about these offerings at the sbdcmichigan.org/training, or by contacting your local regional office. So some of the topics that we cover, as you can see here, it's a pretty wide range of starting your first business to writing your business plan. Writing your business plan to government contracting, to business legal questions, to how to market yourself on the internet and social media. cybersecurity, and then also much more. We have a wide array of different topics that we have. Again, you can learn more about these workshops by going to sbdcmichigan.org. Next slide, please. All right, so this is now that I've really talked more about who the Michigan SBDC is, I'm going to talk more about one of our other programs, and this is really the area in which I focus on. It's Small Business Big Threat. Most of my time is committed to this program here, and it's really about raising awareness and offering education on different cybersecurity threats, different trends, the different steps small businesses can take to protect their data, to protect their customers, protect their employees. So it's really taking the approach of working and helping and assisting small businesses who are really on that ground floor of cybersecurity and who are trying to learn more, trying to figure out where to start, who can help for assistance, things to consider, things that they need to be concerned about. So we really try to hit on those. We also can offer more in-depth training for businesses who have a little bit better grasp on cybersecurity or who have implemented different IT policies and cybersecurity policies already, or technologies, and they're looking just to get some more ideas of what they can do to really help protect themselves, and really to protect their data and protect their customers. So you can go to smallbusinessbigthreat.com, and I encourage everyone attending today to do that and to actually take our learning assessment, our Cybersecurity 101 learning assessment. It's highly interactive. It has voice actors. It's also based in a comic book world. So for me, it is a lot of fun to be a part of and helping create it, and it's actually fun assessment to take. Not a lot of learning assessments can say that. And it does focus on 8 different common cybersecurity threats and areas. Those being things like computer systems, data breaches, mobile devices, and then a handful more. So it's really worthwhile to take and to look into. It'll take you probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour to fully complete, but it is definitely something I encourage all of the attendees to look for and to look towards to take either today or sometime this weekend. Next slide, please. While you're at our website, I do encourage everyone to check out the SecurityBytes blog. They're short 1 to 3 minute reads of current cybersecurity issues that are related particularly to small businesses. We offer practical advice to what's being seen in the wild. Right now we're obviously heavily focused on ransomware and COVID attacks and these threats that we're seeing, these scams that we're seeing related to COVID-19, because we've seen just a large uptick of these, and we're trying to really help small businesses, but a lot of this advice too you can use in your personal life to really help protect yourself, but definitely keep in mind for your small business that it's good advice to help you get started, point you in the right direction, and really it's truly timely right now, especially with almost everyone working remotely. Obviously, with the shift now, eventually going to be going back to the workplace. What changes are we going to see in IT and working in this? All definitely includes cybersecurity. Could you go to our next slide? And then lastly, while at the website, I just want to say, hey, check out the rest of it. You can access our great list of resources, which contains different tip sheets, white papers, links to other great information from our partners and some of our friends. You can sign up for our online or in-person training. Do you want to give a slight heads up with that right now too? All of our training is actually being done at the SBDCmichigan.org website for the time being because of the COVID-19 response. So we're just issuing it a different way to sign up for it. But it's definitely something that we're still working on. I have a webinar I'm doing Friday if you want to sign up. So that's really, I want to say, I think I got one more slide here. But yeah, definitely come to us, reach out to us for questions, any concerns, especially when it comes to really trying to start your cybersecurity program. That's really where we can come in and really help out. Here is my contact information along with our 2 different websites that we have. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can definitely send me an email at tabors@gbsu.edu, and I'd be very happy to help your small business to get where you want to go.
Great. Thank you, Scott. We really appreciate your time today. And again, another busy part of our state resources. So appreciate your time, and please reach out to Scott if anything he just mentioned is of interest. Last but not least, definitely, our partner in putting on today's seminar is Muskegon Area First PTAC, and Kelsey is going to be telling you a little bit about what the PTAC can offer in terms of getting you ready for CMMC.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you all for logging on today. We are bummed that we weren't able to host you in real life here in beautiful Muskegon this morning, but happy you're able to still get this important information. For those of you who don't know who we are a regional program, and my region works out of the Muskegon Area First PTAC office. PTAC stands for Procurement Technical Assistance Counselor, and we cover 13 counties throughout the west side of Michigan. We are a completely free service for businesses who want to contract with the government. We are paid for by tax dollars and a line item on the state of Michigan budget. We provide one-on-one counseling with clients to assist with government contracting. The assistance could be anything from helping with necessary registrations, doing competitive market research, giving procurement histories, solicitation understanding, and setting up bid matching profiles for clients to get active solicitations directly sent to them. We also offer ongoing education for clients, such as this presentation today, which is a great example, a great free resource for people, along with regular classes that educate our clients on current government contracting practices. Next slide, please. How does the PTAC assist with the CMMC rollout? We help clients by educating them on what the different levels of CMMC are. We also help to identify what clients might already be doing that is CMMC compliant, what small changes clients can make to become compliant, and connecting clients to certifiers and other resources they may need to become compliant. I encourage anyone who isn't a client of ours already or has questions about what we do to reach out to us and see what we can do to assist you with your business. We are always here, happy to assist. If we don't have an answer, we have tons of other different connections and resources available to us that we can send you to. Our website is ptacregion3.org. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Kelsey. We appreciate everyone hanging in there. I realize we're running a little bit later than our planned schedule, but just to wrap things up here today. So as I mentioned, you within the next day or so should receive a few things from us. One is going to be a survey. We will be hosting at least 3, if not more, of these educational seminars here over the next few months. Any feedback you can give us regarding today's seminar is extremely valuable to us to help us to continue to improve these sessions. Please take a look at that. That also will have a place for you to volunteer to be part of the workforce focus group or someone on your staff. If you'd like to volunteer them to be a part of that group. Again, if you want to hear your voice heard and resources developed to meet your need, please make sure you participate in that group. A recording of today's seminar and the slides that were presented will also be sent out in addition to answers to any questions that were posed. There wasn't too many today, but we also have quite a few questions that were asked during our Macomb seminar that I think are valuable and we were able to get answered from our resource partners. So we will include all of those questions out to all of you along with a recording of the slides and presentations from today. And last but not least, I definitely want to say a huge thank you to our partners at the PTAC for helping us coordinate today. Stephanie on my team here for dealing with all the day-to-day changes happening due to COVID-19 and getting this event out successfully, all of the presenters. And last but not least, definitely the Department of Defense Office of Economic Adjustment and the MEDC, who are co-funders of the DCAP grant and allowed us to put together this session today. Without their support, we wouldn't be here. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us if you have any additional questions, and we look forward to hopefully meeting you one day in person. Stay safe and stay healthy. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.